We once again return to the Old Spice road course here in Wisconsin for the running of the Old Spice 250, now the Target Series. Here at Old Spice, on the pole once again is Isaac Nichols, so he's found something out about this road course. In second, you have Riley Spurley-Tube. Third, Max Harrison. Fourth, Joe Sandro. Running out the top five, you got Kyle Hunter. Then sixth, you have Tim Randolph. Seventh is Derek Kimmel, he's your points leader. Two is outside. Eighth, that is second in points, Alex Stewart. Ninth is Levi Jones. Running out the top 10, you got Justin Heath. The rest of the field go Luke Rainey, and they got Carter Friesen, Patrick Smith, and then Jim Gambit, Jake Richardson, Tim Gary, Jay Gambit, and Jason Semino Jr., Colton Yo and John Gambit, Jonathan Buford, and then Steve Larker, Robert Hernandez, and JT Hanley, Marcus Hutchin, and then Joe Jefferson, Alexander Rowe, and Jay Jefferson, then Michael Cantone, TJ Hanley, Eli Bright, and Brayson Collins, Jason Larker and Mason Hayward, Evan Hunter and Julius Anderson, Jeff Bright and Trey Rainey, Code Luigi and Jake West, and rounding out the field, you got Jeff Semito and Tyler Lyman on row number 21 and 41st and 42nd as we now get down to hear the command trackside.
On behalf of the many great folks at Bass Pro Shops, Tracker, and MB&A, gentlemen, start your engines!
Business as usual today, buddy. Nice and easy. Give your seatbelt a little tuck for me, buddy. You're ready to rock and roll. Buddy, be ready here now. Feel that thing out real good here for the first lap or so. Make sure you got a good feel for it.
Great command to fire these 42 engines on these Target Series cars that will go to battle here around this road course in Wisconsin. It's going to be a pretty long race, 25 laps. The truck race just yesterday, 20 laps. This time, 25 laps. We're also under the daylight, so it'll be very different. The track can have less grip. So, pace car is in. They will approach the restart zone. Isaac Nichols on pole once again. Riley Spurley-Tube to his outside as they come off of the final corner. Green flag is in the air. We're racing here at Old Spice. Ooh, Jason Larker and Evan Hunter make contact. Luckily, no crash there as they race their way into turn number 1. Side by side, Riley Spurley-Tube on the inside with the advantage. Still door to door as they come off of turn number 2. Spurley-Tube has to clear right here. Can't get into the high side of the hairpin. Isaac Nichols powers off of turn number 3 to clear Riley Spurley-Tube. And we'll try now to lead lap 1. Spurley sideways! He saves it. He saves it. But Max Harrison is now coming for that second position. Spurley-Tube trying his hardest to get up to that race lead. He has a really fast car. His car might be faster than Nichols. They approach turn 7, the final hairpin. Isaac Nichols going to lead lap number 1 here at Old Spice. But he has a hard-charging Riley Spurley-Tube. Spurley-Tube trying everything he can to get positions. Derek Kimmel, your points leader, is stopped on track. Problem for the 19, your points leader, stopped on track. Spurley-Tube with, again, a peak to the outside once again, though, and that's not going to help him. He has to get to the inside and the hairpins. The outside lane, not the place to be in these little hairpin corners. So Derek Kimmel, your points leader with the problem. He gets to pit road. We stay green. But those are some huge points implications. Running in the top 10 with a problem. And now second in points, Alex Stewart running in the 8th position. Set up nicely to take back that points lead. So Derek Kimmel, who doesn't have a win this season, so needs the points lead to get into the chase, having issues. And I don't know if he'll even be able to finish this race. So we've just completed the second lap. Riley Spurley-Tube has a fast number 70 Chevrolet. It just depends on if he can get by Isaac Nichols. That car looks very, very great right now. Nichols just able to hold him off. Track position is big at road courses, which is why if, say, Riley Spurley-Tube had started first, he might have been pulling away from the field, possibly made just a little bit of a mistake in his qualifying run that has put him back just behind Nichols now. But now if Nichols makes one small mistake, watch for Spurley-Tube to be right on top of that number 7 car. Nichols stretched him right there in the high-speed portion of the track. I believe the last time the Target Series was on a road course, in fact, I believe the last 2 times we were on road courses, TJ Hanley won both of them. He's right now settled in the 26th position. He's in the chase as of now. He seems to perform consistently over these next few races. Top 20s, top 25s would do it. He's right now onto the back bumper of his brother JT Hanley for the 25th position. By him, Jay Jefferson still looking for his first win this season to get himself into the chase. He was one of the final 4 last season in this series, so it's pretty surprising to see him struggling like he is. He has been pretty good in points overall, just hasn't been able to get home to victory lane quite yet. As we look back up front, Isaac Nichols stretching out the lead over Riley Spurley-Tube, who has fallen into the grasp of Max Harrison now. So that's the battle for second. Joe Sandro selling in fourth. Good run for him. Nice solid run. He hasn't really had any this season. Kyle Hunter in fifth. As we look back, Levi Shones won at Charlotte. He's right now in the seventh position, trying to move his way back up towards the points lead they had so early on this season. Won at Charlotte, so he's in the chase. He has a pretty good points position to be in. Right behind him, Alex Stewart also has a couple wins to his credit. He is second in points, going to be the points leader after this race, unless something weird happens to him. Behind him, Luke Rainey looking for his first win since season number 2 in this series. That was at Bristol. So you know how badly he wants to get victory lane. The IA7 team has been stout all season long. They've been top 20, top 15, top 10 cars. So they just haven't had the cars to win this season quite yet. Look at the battle for fourth on track. Kyle Hunter side by side with Joe Sandrovich. Sandrovich trying to get down line here. I believe he's going to keep that position from Hunter. Not very many passing places. You have to get to the inside of the hairpin. Is really the best place to make passes. Derek Hamel, they're possibly going to try and look underneath the hood of that car. Look at the back of this field. Kind of surprising to see Jeff Bright back here. Won 2 races this season. He's kind of on the cusp just a little bit of being in the top 30 points. He has 2 wins, so he's definitely going to be in because of that. The question is, does he have the points to do it? He's won 2 races this season, so he's going to look to try and just get a solid finishing position here today. Trey Rainey back here has had a rough couple of races. Cole Luigi running 31st, last in the point standing, so you know this obviously has to be frustrating for him as he's given the bumper to Michael Cantor, number 14 there. He looks to be faster than that 14 car. Just couldn't clear into the hairpin right there. And that's going to cost him possibly a position right here. Look up any other surprises right here. TJ Henley has moved to the top 25. He got by, I don't know who it was he got by, but he got by them. Marcus Sachi in there, number 12. He has 2 wins this season as well. Hey, ever since his win at Rockingham, his kind of strategy-based win at Rockingham, he hasn't really performed that well. And if he has, it's just been a very quiet run for him. So we'll see if he can try and get it going before the chase starts, or even once the chase starts. He should be in no matter what car. Friesen now battling with Jake Richardson. That's for the 12th position. Richardson's going to get that position, number 88 car. Good run. Your winner at Daytona, the first race of the season, Justin Heath right now in the top 10, so good run for him as well. Look back up to the race lead. Isaac Nichols still has it over Riley Spraytube. Nichols won the Pensacola Truck Series race here last night. It was the Old Spice 200. He won it in his number 29 truck, his first win of the season. He's looking to repeat that feat here today in the Target Series, starting on pole to lead every lap and get the victory. Sounds pretty familiar. Could it happen once again here today? He's right now running some pretty competitive lap times, faster than Riley Spraytube, but Max Harrison faster than him. Just barely, though. And this has been some struggling seasons for Nichols. Finally got his first win of any of the series just yesterday in the Pensacola Truck Series, looking to make it another one here in the Target Series. He's obviously found something out about Old Spice and how to get around here. Something about this track just suits his style. And speaking of road course racing, tomorrow, the Gatorade Cup Series, the Toyota Save Mart 350 from Sonoma Raceway. That's going to be a very interesting race. Getting down towards the chase in that one, and of course, road courses can make or break your season. So it's going to be interesting to watch some of those drivers just inside the top 10 in points. Some of those drivers that are just inside trying to get a wild card, even the guys trying to get another victory to get to the wild card. It's going to be interesting to watch all of them battle tomorrow at Sonoma. And last season that race was run under the lights. This season back to the daytime when we'll be running it. So we're almost halfway through this race. Nichols still out front, no really challenge for him. Riley Spraytube challenged him in the first, say, 2, 3, 4 laps. Hasn't been able to do anything since. He has been pretty close to him, however. If he could get back up to his bumper, he might have a shot to maybe bump him out of the way in one of the hairpins. Yeah, that was something that really we could have seen last night, but no one got close to Nichols to be able to do it. So can Spraytube do something like that here tonight, possibly get to his back bumper in one of the hairpins and push him out of the way? That might be the only way to make a pass at this point. And we see some beautiful cameras right here. This one from the bridge, a nice little flyby right there. In fact, there's a battle for, I believe that's 9th place back there. Luke Rainey and Justin Heath are side by side for that 9th position on track. And you got 11th right behind Patrick Smith, and 12th is Jake Richardson. Rainey. Oh, Tim Randolph is stopped in the middle of the track, and he gets hit by Jake Richardson. Some others are going to pile in. Jay Gammett's sideways in the middle of the track. Cars slowing and stopping to avoid. I believe the caution is going to be out because of that. Caution has come out for a strange incident. Tim Randolph stopped in the middle of the track. Caution out, coming to 15 to go. Isaac Nichols in the 7 car is going to lead us back, so he's led all 10 laps as he gets back to the stripe. And a huge issue there for Tim Randolph. I don't know what happened there, but the 08 car stopped off of turn number 2, and that causes that accident. Kind of the same thing that happened with the 19 Derek Hamill. Let's see what happened. So here's Tim Randolph running in the 6th position. You can see right there, he's in neutral, he's shifting, shifts to 2nd, and I think that's where the problem is. He possibly got the transmission locked up or something like that. He slows, he loses 2 positions right there. He's just along for the ride now, as here comes the rest of the field, Luke Rainey and some others. As Randolph is slowing, he's slowing, and here comes Justin Heath Daytona winner. He gets a little bit of damage, but then that's where Jake Richardson hits hard. And then Jay Gammett comes in, nails Jason Smino Jr. Smino Jr. with some damage. Carter Friesen with damage to the 54 car. And then the rest of the field kind of coming in, just has to really slow down and almost come to a complete stop because of what happened there. Look at this in real time. See if we can hear anything on the 08. Yeah, I don't know if possibly something happened with the shift there, but Luke Rainey, Justin Heath, really lucky. Rainey, especially since he was on the inside. Wow, he's lucky Tim Randolph actually moved up. With Jake Richardson nowhere to go, and then some others compiling in. Let's go on board with a few drivers from this. Let's go on board TJ Hanley. He's won the last 2 road course races in the Target Series. Yeah, that's just some weird freak accident that happened right there. Look at all these guys scattering around. Derek Hamill is back out on track, we should mention. But however, he is a few laps down, running 41st position. Not 42nd. Who's in 42nd? Oh, the 3 car. Something happened with the 3. So, back to the stripe from first. It was Isaac Nichols in the 7. They will probably stay out. Or they actually did come down pit road, so those should probably be the only pit stops of the day. Did Sprague Tube stay out? I'm wondering if Sprague Tube stayed out because he's still up here. And then the rest of the field actually comes down pit road. So interesting there for Sprague Tube, as we're actually going to go back green this time. The 3 cars are tired. I'm trying to wonder why. I'm wondering if he got into a crash. We'll have to look at that if I remember at the end of the... Look at all those cars retired. I'm wondering what's happening here. Possibly a stack up. I know the 54 was in it. The 1243, I think, missed it. We're actually going to go check out what happened very quickly. So here's what actually happened to the 3 way back on lap number 3. See Eli Bright in the 52. Anderson gets a little loose, comes up into Bright, and he gets put hard into the outside wall. As that obviously is enough damage to take him out. Now let's go see what happened. Marcus Hutchins and some others actually retired from this race after that big crash. This was a big time stack up, getting into formation. See right here, these guys, A709 coming in. They're going to move to the left. And then where is Carter Friesen going right here? He rear ends the 23 hard, almost like speeds up into him. And then these guys speeding up into the corner, and that's where all those guys got their damage, and why so many cars actually retired, and why so many have damage. Look at all the cars with damage there. I'm surprised more cars actually aren't out because of that. Look at everyone flying in there like they don't know what brakes are. Almost. That's a strange incident. Oh, I believe every car at the second half of this field has damage actually. So now let's get back to the green flag. I believe Riley Sprague Tube should be a race leader. Here we are coming back to the restart lap number 13. Riley Sprague Tube, I believe, stayed out. And look at all the cars retired. We have 33 cars left in the race. I don't know who has damage now. Up front, you have Riley Sprague Tube. In second, you have Jason Larker. Third, Isaac Nichols. Fourth, Max Anderson. Joe Sandrogen. Fifth, then you got Levi Schoens, Patrick Smith, Kyle Hunter, Luke Rainey, Jason Smino Jr., Jonathan Beefer, and some others in the top 10. So we get the restart green flag back in there for Riley Sprague Tube. We're back racing. I believe the 70 stayed out on track. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. You can see all the cars with damage towards the back of the field. They're going to be slower, obviously. It's going to be mayhem trying to get around those guys. Max Anderson all the way to second with a big dive bomb into turn number 1. Into turn 2 he goes to the outside of the number 60 car. He might be looking for the race lead right here. 3 wide. Max Anderson with the fresh tires clears Riley Sprague Tube for the race lead. Sprague Tube staying out was possibly a mistake. Look at how slow he is going off the corners. Car actually has no grip because of the tire wear. And Max Anderson away through to that race lead. Isaac Nichols is now through to second. Joe Sandro is going to get to third as Riley Sprague Tube continues to back up through this field. So staying out, obviously an issue. Wow, look at those guys, how much they're able to drive it down to the corner. And look at the damage to the 50 car, too. Look at how that hood's just raced up just a little bit right there. And look at the field behind, scattering, trying to get by. Yeah, it's just a little bit of damage. It's not going to be enough to really affect his speed, I don't believe. Because most of the times you're going to slow anyway. Maybe on the straightaways it'll affect him just a little bit, but not too much. So Riley Spiritu, because he stays out, he has fallen all the way back to the tail end of the top 10. In fact, with the battle now, Luke Rainey on the outside is actually staying with them through the hairpins. That's when you know you possibly made the wrong choice on pitting or not. Look at all these guys with damage. Luckily, it's a road course, so it shouldn't really matter in terms of speed, but my oh my. Yeah, Spiritu's pulling off to the pits. He knows that that was obviously a mistake. Now the question is, can those guys make it as long as they want to on fuel? They pitted, what was it, 15, 14 to go. Be interesting to see. And Jason Lucker has gotten out of here. He's like, see ya, adios. He actually came down pit road, excuse me. That's why he is just on the tail end of this lead lap. So Max Harrison up front coming to 10 laps to go. Isaac Nichols is now settled into second. Remember, he led the most laps, so it'll be interesting to see if he can run down Max Harrison. In third, you have Joe Sandroge, fourth, Levi Schoens, and then the battle for fifth, Patrick Smith, Kyle Hunter, Jason Spear Jr. fifth, sixth, seventh. Then you got Luke Rainey in eighth. Your points leader soon to be Alex Stewart in ninth. And rounding out the top 10, it's a battle with Justin Heath and Tim Gary. Both cars tremendously damaged, and you can see the rest of the field going on by. Some of these guys actually got a big break because of that caution. They gained a ton of positions, and some others actually got a big break. They didn't get any damage from that, so they're actually able to gain some positions on track. Riley Spiritu coming off of pit road. He's trying to keep it on the lead lap. If he can do just that. I believe he's going to stay on the lead lap. He will have some fresher tires here. It'll be interesting to see now, do these guys have to pit for fuel? Because what does Spiritu go? 14, 15 laps wager? These guys are going to have to go about 15, 14 laps, so it's going to be very, very tight on fuel, I believe. Unless Spiritu is trying to break the race up in about half. Because that's about halfway, just a little bit more. So we'll just have to see how this all plays out. And the damage on Max Harrison affecting him just a little bit there. His car's just not as fast as Nichols. Right now he's a 10th slower last lap. We'll see what it is this lap. But maybe that damage just affecting him a little bit on straightaways there. Nichols can close in. Possibly Nichols might get right on by him. So right there, last time by 48.609. That time 48.443. So just over a tenth. Yeah, just over a tenth faster, almost 2 tenths faster. So Nichols is closing in. Is Sandrovich closing in? Yes, he was about a tenth faster last time by. So if these two start battling and possibly Harrison holds up Nichols, watch out for Sandrovich to possibly make a move. As the battle for fourth is on Levi Schoens and Patrick Smith in a battle, and then Kyle Hunter in sixth. Schoens trying to keep that fourth position from Smith. And that 38 car looks pretty nice. That new Great Clips paint scheme, look at how nice it looks. He has some others too as well that he's going to be running for the rest of this season. Obviously made the chase with that win. Max Harrison sends off into the final corner, turn 7. We'll see what his time was in relation to Nichols this time. 48.771. They are slowing down, but that was a 48.98. Nichols made one little mistake there. In fact, Harrison was fastest that last time among the front three. Yeah, the tires are... You can see how much the tires are wearing already. They were just running, what, 48.4s just a few laps ago. Now they're running 48.70s. Riley Spiritu last lap ran a 48.275, which was a half a second faster than Max Harrison. So imagine if these guys have to pit. Spiritu might actually cycle out to the race lead. Has the 70 team played it right? We're about to find out. Or is the two-stop strategy the best strategy? Now, if I'm one of these front runners that actually have to pit again, I would pit now and get the fresher tires sooner. That's just my thought process of it. If I have to pit again, if I know I have to, if I'm 1 or 2 laps short, I'm not going to save a lap or 2 on a road course unless I'm way out there, away from anyone else. So possibly send me in now and say, hey, I want to pit now. Send me in now, get the fresher tires sooner, and not let the 70 of Riley Spiritu have that big advantage on the fresher tires. Because he was just a second faster last time by. In fact, was only 8 thousandths off his fastest lap of the whole race. Nichols is now falling back into the grasp of Joe Sandrovich. Sandrovich with a faster car than Nichols at this stage in the race. Or is Nichols possibly trying to save just a little bit of fuel here these few laps, thinking maybe everyone's short. If I can save just a little bit of fuel, maybe I'm the closest than anyone is in the field on fuel. And possibly some of these guys back here towards the back of the pack, middle of the pack, have they saved any fuel? It's a fuel mileage race. Are they saving fuel right now? Like Cole Luigi, Colton Yo, Jay Jefferson, Joe Jefferson, Steve Larker, some cars back here. If they have to pit again, are some of these guys saving fuel to try and make it the rest of the distance? Yeah, it's a very, very interesting talk. Yeah, see, Tube, he's running 6/10 faster, or 5/10 faster, half a second than Jason Larker. You might catch him for 32nd. And Max Anderson running still just a little bit faster than Nichols. In fact, I believe he ran identical laps to Stan Drudge that time by. Coming to 5 laps to go. Could be a battle for second right here. Stan Drudge has been faster, just a little bit faster, but still faster than Nichols these last few laps. Let's go on board, Nichols. Look back to that 24 car. Yeah, and see if that 24 can really drive it into the corner or not. Some guys really like to, yeah, look at that. They like to dive bomb into these hairpin corners. 24 car looks very, very good right now. Onto the back bumper of the 7 car as they come down this long front straightaway over the bridge. St. George once again closes up just a little bit. Lost a little bit of time right there. Yeah, now these guys are running in the 50-second brackets. Nichols just ran a 51.7 or 1:48, although St. George did run the fastest lap of the front 3 last time by. However, he got a little tight possibly in that hairpin, went up the track, and then Tube still run 48.65. So, my oh my. If these guys had to pit, Tube might have just, you know, gotten a big gift. Unless these guys just take fuel only. But even then, they would still be on pit road a good amount of times. Tube could possibly just blow right by them. 4 laps to go now. Does everyone have enough fuel to make it the rest of the distance? We look at our pit cam. No one has entered pit road that we know of. Battle for 32nd up ahead of these leaders. Darius Tube just trying to get anything he can if these guys don't have to pit. Once again, still for second position. Joe St. George is faster than that number 7 car. He just has to try and... He can't keep doing that, though. He keeps getting really tight through the that little hairpin right there, turn number 3, and it's costing him a lot. Look back up to Max Anderson, coming to 3 laps to go this time. He has stayed out once again. Now we mentioned, if they're short, they're going to be 2 or 1. They're going to be 1 or 2 laps short. They're not going to be 3, 4, 5 laps short. So it's going to be very close if they are indeed short. Look at the pit cam. Has anyone else come down pit road? No. So with 3 laps to go right there, Max Anderson trying to hold off Isaac Nichols and Joe Sandrovich. Sandrovich still running comparable laps to Nichols, even though he has messed up the hairpin the last 2 laps. He's still run pretty comparable lap times to Nichols. And they both run faster than Max Anderson last time, but they will not catch him a 10th a lap faster. They would have to hope the 50 car has some sort of problem or he pits. Max Anderson won at Texas earlier this season, number 50 car, looking for a second win of the season, and that would keep another driver out because of a win in the chase. Someone like Nichols or Sandrovich, you need that win badly, hoping that that 50 possibly stumbles just a little bit and that they can capitalize and get on by him, coming to 2 laps to go this time by. Yeah, well, now you've made your bet. If you're going to pit now for fuel, it's just going to be a splash. It's not going to be any tires. But I don't know. Maybe they do have enough fuel. Maybe they have saved enough under caution laps. Once again, we don't know what the extent of the fuel is. Maybe they could go 17 laps since Prager just decided to come down around halfway. See right there, the 70 car now running some pretty slow lap times as well. These guys run 51s. He still run 49s. Max Anderson to turn 3 off of 3 he comes. Pretty smooth there. Still for second, Nichols has Sandrovich beat, it looks like, unless something happens in this final lap and a half. Caution out, and that's going to end the race. That's it. Race is over. I don't know who wrecked or where it happened. That's going to end the race short. Yeah, it might have been, I believe, the 52 car. It looked like Eli Bright did have some damage. Off the final corner, Max Anderson's going to have to coast it around 1 lap. And now this is stressful because it's a lap. You're going a lot slower than you would have been. So now you're just hoping that it doesn't stumble halfway through the lap. Because if it stumbles about halfway through the lap under race pace, you could possibly be able to catch up. And now also watch out if anyone gets damage here, if they start stacking on up. I believe these guys actually staying in a nice single file line here. They know what happened last time. They learned from it. You can see these guys taking it nice and easy here. Jeff Samito stopped on track with an issue. Was that a fuel issue or is that just another issue like we've seen with some other cars here today? Into turn 3 they come. Max Anderson actually speeds up here. Just has to make it half a lap. All the talk was about track position. Isaac Nichols had it at the beginning of the day, started on pole. He led up until the first caution, then they came down pit road. Nichols did come out in first. However, Max Harrison got around the guys on old tires faster than Nichols. Nichols tried to close in, but used up his tires, I think, just a little bit faster than Anderson's. And that's why Anderson is going to be going to victory lane as long as he can make it about, what can we say, 0.1 of a mile, a tenth of a mile. So here they come. Into turn 7, the final corner of this road course. Max Harrison going to steal one from Isaac Nichols here today as he comes off of turn number 7. Max Harrison, the winner of the Old Spice 250 here to the Old Spice road course. He wins it. The rest of the field coming across, you can see some guys actually did get some damage there, probably from the final corner. They're actually side by side. Let's hope no one actually gained a position from that they shouldn't have gotten. And now it's happen to bring out the caution to end this race. Here's the reason for the caution. If I'm Target Series officials, this is a no call for me. Alexander Rose spun around off the final corner by Eli Bright, but he gets it righted. Only Jeff Bright coming by. The caution is called. So a very questionable call there by Target Series officials. They could have left it green there. Alexander Rowe got away. If I'm Target Series officials, I'm waiting to see if Rowe stops on track, if he can't get going, or if he starts going, I'm not going to call the caution. But all that did was help Max Harrison get to victory lane a lot easier as he wins here at Old Spice. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Old Spice 250 at Old Spice. There were 2 caution flags for 3 laps and 2 lead changes among 3 different drivers. Max Harrison leads 13 of 25 laps, the most to get to victory lane. Isaac Nichols starts on pole. He ends up second, so great performance at Old Spice for him overall. First and second, he leads 10 laps. Joe Sandro ends up third, Patrick Smith in fourth, and Levi Shones rounds out the top 5. Then Kyle Hunter in 6th, 7th, Jason Smith Jr., Luke Rainey 8th, Alex Stewart 9th, and Justin Heath rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. Some good days for some guys just outside of the top 10 that possibly started towards the back of the field, just kind of made their way up gradually because of some cautions and whatnot. Got the rest of the field. 32 cars finished on the lead lap. Some others with some issues like Jim Gambit had to come down here. Jeff Steele stopped on track along with Tim Randolph. Derek Hamill, your points leader coming to the day. Starts 7th. He was in a pretty good position to keep his points lead. Ends up stopping on track. Ends up 36th, 3 laps down. The rest of the guys out because of the crash and some issues under caution. As now let's go look at the point standings. So here are the point standings. After 20 races, we made such a big deal about Alex Stewart possibly getting to the points lead. Well, Levi Shones steals that honor from him. Shones with the points lead over Alex Stewart by 13 points. Max Harrison is now third in points with that second win of the season. Moves up to third, only 21 back. Patrick Smith in fourth, and fifth, Derek Henley. No, those two really want to get to the points lead because they do not have wins. Justin Heath in 6th, Luke Rainey 7th, Evan Hunter 8th, TJ Henley 9th, and JT Henley rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. You see a lot of drivers with 2 wins this season already. I believe there's 6 in the top 20. So look down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 winners in the top 20. So those are the 12 that would be in the chase. You have Levi Shones, Alex Stewart, Max Anderson, Justin Heath, Evan Hunter, TJ Hanley, JT Hanley, Tyler Lyman, Steve Larker, Brayson Collins, Marcus Sachi, and Jeff Bright. So those would be the 12 that would right now be in the chase. However, that could change if, say, Patrick Smith, Derek Hamill gets to the points lead. They're only 28 and 48 back, respectively. And they got Luke Rainey also in the top 10 without a victory, so that could also change it. Isaac Nichols, 11th in points, actually tied for 10th, so if he gets a victory as well, who knows? Down 21st to 40th, Jonathan Buford down here with the victory. Still looking to get into the top 20 and pass. I believe Tyler Lyman's the last guy with 1 win in points, or tried to get a second win to get himself in. And some of these guys down here, they're just hoping that if they can get above the top 30 in points, that possibly they get 2 wins within these final few races before the chase. So the next race will be the Indiana 250 at Indianapolis. That's provided some wild racing in the past. See you guys then.